I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so hopefully I don't drive you guys nuts because I'm driving me nuts. But I wanted to hop on here and do a little brand review, which I've been on my brand review game. I've been doing a lot of these. I've been editing a lot of these, so you guys will see some of them coming up. And the brand that I'm going to be talking about today is Kosas. Now, Kosas is a brand that I have been using for quite some time, for years in fact, and I've talked about their products throughout my videos on my channel, but I have a big box of products to try with you guys. Some of these are their best sellers, some of them are new to me, some of them I've tried for a year. So we're gonna go through them all and I'm gonna share with you guys my thoughts. This is time sensitive because there is a friends and family sale going on right now. It is 20% off everything on their website. So I'm gonna go ahead and link everything down below that I talk about. So if you guys wanna check them out, pick them up, you guys can go ahead and do that easily. But yeah, without much further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I've got all these products to try. Now, the first product that I'm gonna try is one that I've seen on TikTok. This creator specifically, she talked about how much she loves this. And this is the Dream Beam Comfy Smooth Sunscreen. This has a broad spectrum SPF of 40, and it is a mineral-based sunscreen, so it's gonna be a bit more formulated for sensitive skin types. So if you guys are opposed to like chemical sunscreens, this one seems to be a good option. So I'm really excited to try this. Give it a little shake. By the way, the only thing that I have on my skin right now is just my normal morning skincare. So I've got moisturizer on, I've washed my face, all that kind of good stuff. Let me just do one half of my face. Feels kind of greasy, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Okay, so it definitely has a bit of a sheen to it. I actually went on my skin pretty invisibly. If you can't see from this side to this side, it didn't actually leave a tint on my skin, which I thought it was going to. It feels greasy though, it feels like really greasy. So I don't know if that's gonna go away as I kind of let it set on my skin. I think this also is supposed to be a bit of like a primer. Yeah, it says moisturizes, smooths, and creates the dreamiest makeup base. So this really is designed as like a makeup base / sunscreen. It's not necessarily meant to go down the neck and chest, but I don't know, seems like an extra step with SPF. I have dry skin, by the way, so if this is gonna be made for anyone, it's probably gonna be made for someone like me who has dry, sensitive skin. It looks really pretty on, I'm not gonna lie, like it makes my skin look really healthy. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a second while I apply other things and see if it does kind of dry down a little bit. I already know I'm obsessed with because I love Kosas brow products. I've talked about Kosas brow products on my channel before, and they sent me over the Dream Pop, which is one of my favorite eyebrow pencils. I use the shade medium brown and it is absolute perfection. But this is also something I haven't tried that's also from their brow collection, the Pop Nano. Since it's an ultra fine detailing pencil, they also sent it over in medium brown. So let's go ahead and try this out as well. Tiny! I'm gonna go ahead and use the Pop Dual Action Defining Pencil on my right brow, and then we'll try the Nano one on my left brow. So this is the one that I already love. I've recommended this before on my YouTube channel, and this just goes on so smoothly, so pretty. It's a perfect consistency between like an eyebrow wax and just like a normal eyebrow pencil. So it does have some firmness to it without being too firm, where I don't feel like I'm like ripping out my eyebrow hairs as I'm applying. And honestly, like my brow's already done. It's the easiest brow product ever. So let's go ahead and try the Nano and see what the difference is. I mean, obviously, oh, it's so, it really is so tiny. So I definitely like this product. I think what this would be really good for is if you're into that kind of laminated brow look where you'd like to fill in a couple hairs here or there, but keep it very natural looking. Using something like this, you could literally just pencil in eyebrow hairs where you're missing some or have some gaps, which I definitely do. So there's definitely function to this. I love this product right here so much. So yeah, if you know yourself and know you find use for something like this, it's definitely really nice and super, super fine. So now we have the AirBrows. They sent me over the Tinted Volumizing Treatment Gel and the Clear Lifting Treatment Gel with Lamination Effect. I personally, between the two, I've tried both of these in the past, prefer the clear one. And to be fair, that's with any brow products. Like I don't usually use a tinted brow gel in a wand format. And this guy is super, I mean, it's so good. Goes on really light, like the product doesn't glob on, and it doesn't lift away a lot of the brow product in your hair already. It just cleans everything up. I mean, like I said, I'm obsessed with Kosas brow products. They're so good. And then going back to that little nano brow, like I said, if you want to fill in a couple spots after the fact, you totally could with this. In fact, I'd probably say that's what this is best for versus like using this to fill in your entire eyebrow area. Okay, so let's go back to the face. It feels, okay, it does feel like it did dry down a tad bit, but it still feels pretty like, I feel it on my skin. Like if I were to like drag my hair across my face, it would get stuck. Maybe best if used directly on skin after cleansing, but for me as a dry skin girly who needs her moisturizer, I don't know about this guy. I have to give it more of a go, but so far, not my favorite. So I have some face products here. We have the Glow IV Vitamin Enhanced Skin Enhancer. I have it in the shade Sheer Light Medium Champagne. I am so excited about this because I am obsessed with these underglow type of products. Just want to swatch it really quick on the back of my hand to see what we're working with. I don't know if you can see that, but it definitely gives me more of a highlighter vibe, and it's thicker than most like under skin glow type of products. So I think my strategy with this is going to be just to apply it to the high points of my face where I normally highlight, not just put it everywhere. So I'm going to take a beauty sponge and I'm just going to apply it to the high points of my face. Ooh, it's pretty. It's definitely glittery. Like I can see pieces of shimmer in there. So I'm going to see if as I apply my foundation on top, if that takes care of some of it. Like if I kept it right here on my like C-bone, that's probably the best method with this product. I have the Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. This has a broad spectrum SPF of 25 and I have it in 2 shades. I have it in light medium neutral 200 and light medium neutral warm 190. So 190 and 200. And this is supposed to be a medium coverage with a very natural dreamy finish, it says. Here's 190 and here's 200. I feel like 200 is going to suit my skin a little bit better. So I'm just going to apply it with a sponge as well. Ooh, yeah, that's a good match. Okay, I don't know if that's too much, but we'll find out. Okay, so actually over top of the Vitamin Enhanced Skin Enhancer, it looks gorgeous. Like I'm not seeing those glitter reflects anymore. Pretty much just blended right in with the foundation and my skin just looks, whoa, glowy. You guys could see before I had like a little pimple that was healing there. Pretty good coverage. We have my handy dandy liver spot, which is also a good gauge for coverage. So I definitely say that this is a medium coverage. I think that's a fair assessment. This is pretty. I really like this whole combination. It's not super high coverage because as you can see, you could still see that guy through the foundation, but if you're looking for like a natural foundation look, you almost want to see some of those features that make your skin look like skin. So this is beautiful. And then here's a close-up if you guys want to see what my skin looks like before I set it. So I have the uber famous concealer. This is the Revealer Super Creamy Brightening Concealer. I again got sent 2 shades. I got it in 03W light with subtle golden undertones and 3.5W light with peachy golden undertones. Okay, so here's 3 and here's 3.5. I'm just gonna go for 3.5 since I did go for the darker of the foundations. Hopefully this looks good. Dab here. I have used this concealer before. I do find that it sits nicely under my eyes. It has a good amount of coverage. It does go with that natural skin vibe, but I'm the type of person, I'll go for like natural skin makeup, but I want a high coverage concealer to spot correct what I don't want to see. Here's that spot on my chin. It's all healed. It's just like a little dark mark from when I had a pimple there like last week. And then that's it blended out. So as you can see, it's still kind of visible. It looks less obvious, but this is honestly best for like under the eyes. It's not necessarily the best for like spot correcting. We are on to one of my favorite Kosas products of all time, and that is the Cloud Set. Now I've been talking about this powder for years, and I think that speaks volumes because let me tell you, as I throw it across the room, I am not a fan of compact powders. I'd much rather use a loose powder. I find that compact powders tend to just look cakey on my skin or emphasize my dry patches. This does not do that whatsoever. It is so finely milled. It's honestly better than a lot of high-end compact powders that I've tried. It is just perfection. So usually how I use this is I use it with a brush. That I just pick some of the product up. As you can see, it doesn't like dust everywhere. So you can get a nice, even application, and it doesn't look cakey. Again, sticking to like Kosas whole brand and what their products are really good for. It does a perfect natural set. So you're not gonna be necessarily baking with this product, but for like everyday use and for people who prefer a much more natural look, you're not gonna find a better compact powder. So my face makeup is done, and honestly, it looks so beautiful. Like all of the Kosas makeup products work really nicely with each other. And going back to the Dream Beam, which is the one that I had the most thoughts on, I actually think it's sitting really nicely under all this makeup. So I could see how this is like a really nice base, because now that I have everything like applied and set, my skin doesn't feel dry. My skin feels really comfortable. It looks really natural. It still has that beautiful glow without looking overdone. I could absolutely see using all of these products together. So I think this is a situational type of product. Let's go and apply some eyeshadows. I've actually never tried any Kosas eyeshadows, and this is the Kosas Undressed palette. So I thought I'd go ahead and do a voiceover for this part. So I started off with that first shadow, which is called Hint, and I applied that all over my lids. I was actually very impressed with the shadow because I felt like it was very pigmented for a light matte shade. So that went all over my lids, and then I used the shade Gaze in my crease. This is kind of like a warm, peachy, terracotta-y brown. I did find that these were a bit chalky, or they kind of fluffed up the powder. So if that bothers you, just keep that in mind. But I feel like that's a pretty common thing with matte eyeshadows, and I didn't feel like this was particularly bad with that. But then I took Untie and I applied that on my outer third and just blended that in. And then I took a little bit of that Flaunt, which is the darkest color, just to darken along my lash line. Yeah, overall, I really like this eyeshadow palette. I felt like for having all of those matte shades, it performed pretty well. And I feel like if you don't have a palette like this, this would be perfect. But just a nice palette in general. Okay, so I've got my eye makeup finished and I applied a little bit of blush, and I have to say, this is a very nice little palette. Is it something unique that I've never tried yet? No. But if you don't have a palette like this and you want like a solid staple palette, this is a really nice one. Last but not least, I've got my lip products here, and I have a handful of products to try. So let's first try the lip oils. These are the wet lip oils. They're a plumping treatment gloss, and I have the shades Revealed and Jellyfish, which is just a clear. So I'm gonna go ahead and try the colored one. Ooh, the packaging is very cute. So these are my lips. Obviously, they're in a state, they're a little dry. So let's see. Color's pretty. A bit more peachy than I was expecting. I actually did a really good job of camouflaging like the dry patches that I did have on my lips, because I did have some. Feels very nice on the lips actually. And I don't know about plumping. I'm not feeling anything like tingly, so I'm gonna assume by plumping they mean just like shiny. I really like that. I think that's very pretty. It doesn't feel very sticky or heavy on the lips. So that's the wet lip oil. I really like the color of that too. Next, I have the Weightless lip color. I have it in the shade Vegas, which is a warm beige. Packaging looks like, and let me wipe my lips. Okay. My lips actually do feel more moisturized now. It's like a very pretty, almost toffee colored lipstick. It is very weightless, I will say that. It does feel very lightweight, but it doesn't feel very moisturizing on my lips. Like I can still see some of those dry patches. This is very much a lipstick product. Like I don't feel like this is giving my lips any other thing besides like lip color and a little bit of a shine, but the color is very pretty. I love that color. Not very moisturizing though. Last but not least, I have the Wet Sticks. I have it in the shade 100 Degrees. This is a neutral pink beige. This is a balm type product. It says it's gonna be a sheer wash of color with a touch of kissable shine. Again, here's the before state. It's still a little dry. Ooh, I like that. This feels just as lightweight as the lipstick, but this one definitely has more shine, and I feel like it's a little bit more moisturizing on the lips. If I had to pick between the two of these, I would definitely pick the Wet Stick. I just feel like for my dry lips, this gives my lips a little bit more something, a little bit more moisture and a little bit more shine to camouflage some of the dryness that I have. Love the wet lip oil. I think this is really pretty on the lips, and I love that it gives me a sheer but buildable shine and color. So this is my finished makeup look using all Kosas products. I hope you guys enjoyed me reviewing all the products that they sent me. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, they do have their friends and family sale going on. It's for a limited time, so be sure to check that out ASAP. I'll put all the links down in the description box below for the products that I tried. And thank you for bearing with me through this video. I know it's a little bit of a struggle with my voice. I know it's a little shaky, but I'm definitely on the up and up. As always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!